Hello, everyone, and welcome to Makeover Monday Watch Me Viz for week 28. Today is July 10th, for those of you that are watching at a later date. My name is Andy Kriegel. If you have any comments throughout this, if you have any comments throughout this session, please go ahead and leave them. I do have both YouTube and LinkedIn up on the side of my screen, so you should be able to leave some comments, and I'll do my best to respond to those. Hello, Helmut. It's very nice to see you on there. How are we only third-degree connections? I'm not quite sure how that's possible. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen, and let's get started. Oops, helps if I bring it up correctly. Okay, there we go. So first off, I want to let you know about my newsletter. So every Friday, I write a newsletter. Over 1,600 subscribers so far, which I'm quite happy with. And I provide career advice, Tableau tips, exclusive discounts, and a lot more. For example, this week I wrote about 9 common mistakes I see in interviews. So if you're interviewing for a job coming up, might be something that's worth reading for you. Old newsletters are available on my website at andykriegel.com. If you scroll down a bit, you can click on newsletters, and that'll take you to all of the past issues. So to subscribe, you just go to the website, pop in your email address, click on subscribe. You'll get a little notification that says you're going to get an email. Check your spam if you don't get it pretty shortly, and just acknowledge that that you've agreed to sign up. And that's all there is to it. As far as some of the products that I sell, if you click on this Learn From Me button, you can see some of the things that are available here. Any purchases you make go straight toward helping me make these videos, not only do these live streams, but also record the videos that I do every single week. So I'd appreciate any support you can give me. It costs around $10,000 a year to produce stuff for you all. So just to give you an idea on the kind of costs that I'm putting out for myself. So any small amount that you can give is great. Most of the things are super cheap. Okay, so this week we are looking at we are looking at data about it's called the Henley Global Passport Index. Apparently, this is some kind of really official index that a lot of services use or something for understanding the differences between passports. And the data set is actually really simple. It's just the country name, how it ranks, and then the access around the world. So the access means how many countries can you get into visa-free. So in Singapore, there's 194 countries that you can get into visa-free. So a couple of problems that I see here right now immediately is with this rank field. So if I look at the rank here, it goes 1, 2, and then there's 4 of them tied with 3, which is fine. But then it goes on to 4. But 4 actually isn't the rank of Austria. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Austria should be ranked 7th. So be aware of that when you get into the data set, because it's not going to be correct. So here's the data itself. Very simple. We've got the year, and then I also got data for 2022. There were a lot more years of data, but it was an absolute nightmare to try to prepare the data. So I skipped it and just left it with 2 years that were relatively simple. Okay, so again, you've got all the countries here. So this is saying that Afghanistan is 111, but they're actually ranked way lower than that, because this is just, all this really means, this 111, is that it's the 111th unique access number, if that makes sense. So there's 111 unique numbers in this column, but that doesn't mean it's ranked 111th. So just be aware of that. Okay, again, if you are watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn, I can see your comments, so feel free to leave those, and I will respond to them as I see them. Okay, so let me actually shrink some things up here to make it a bit easier for me to know what I'm looking at. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and open up Tableau. Oh, I should have done this ahead of time because it's really slow. Just give this a minute. So we only have, if I go back to the data set here, we only have two columns, right? We've got the rank, which I've just said I'm going to ignore. And then I have the year and the number of destinations. So the year, we have 2 years. So really we have one data point, the visa-free destinations, and then the year. So I'm really just going to be comparing the years to each other. So let's go ahead and connect to that data set. Let's see. I just noticed my OneDrive is not running. Okay, so let me drag this sheet over, and we have our global passport rankings. And notice how down here in the bottom here, oh, I don't think that did that. But down here in the bottom, we have this year column. And what Tableau did is it's made it a continuous number. So Tableau is going to put this down as a measure by default. But we don't want to aggregate the years. We want the years to be individual items, so that they need to be a measure. They can still be continuous, but they need to be a measure so that Tableau knows to split up the view by those things. Okay. All right. Ayinde, hello. Forum ambassador, congrats. Okay, so let's go here to our first sheet. And if we drag, Tableau actually didn't do that. That's a surprise. I would have expected it to put the year as a measure. So the rank field I know is wrong. So I'm going to actually hide that field so I don't use it by accident. So I'm going to bring in the year. And we're going to look at different ways to visualize two data points. So I'm going to bring up my handy dandy little chart chooser guides here. And all of my bookmarks, all of the bookmarks in my work session here. So we've got my chart choosers, my design things, Power BI, Alteryx, Tableau. Those actually are all available to purchase for right here, the data analysis bookmarks bundle. So really quick way for you to use all of the shortcuts that I use. So let's go in here to choose a chart. And really what we're trying to do is compare categories. We don't really necessarily have change over time. So let's look at building some of these different charts. So we have a grouped bar chart. So let me go ahead and make this discrete. And what we want to do is we're going to have the country on the rows, the year on the columns, visa-free destinations, and then let's put year on color as well. So now we have two colors. Now notice Tableau made this a continuous color palette. If I want it to be two distinct colors, I could just change my year field on the color shelf to be discrete, and that makes it blue. And now I can pick, kind of whatever colors I want. So let's say I want to do, let's say we want to do like a bright purple, and let's say, where did that color go? And then I want to do, I don't know, maybe a light green, something like that. So those being my two colors. Wow, terrible color choices. Let me maybe make 2022 a gray or something. Okay. Anyway, I'll play around with the colors at the end. But now we can see the difference between the two countries, right? So that's one quick way to do it. Feeding the country column to ChatGPT to give us a continent column would be useful. Yeah, could be useful. Give it a go. There's also lots of files, already on the internet that have the country names and the continents, so that you can then the countries and the continents, so that you can then just join to that data set. Okay, so again, no comments on YouTube yet. I'm surprised. Okay. Huh. Okay, maybe there are, and they're just not showing up. Let me just double check this here. Just bear with me for 1 second. I don't want to miss any of the comments that might be coming in. Okay, yeah, no comments. All right, so I haven't missed anything. All right, so we've got something like this. I need to pick different colors. These are not good. So let me see here. Maybe I'll do, I'll just do some of my kind of makeover Monday colors. There we go. Okay, so those are my, this is just kind of the year-over-year comparison. So this would be our grouped, this would be grouped bar chart. Now we could do another one that is kind of the difference between the two. So I'm going to create a new calculated field. I'm just going to call this one 2023. So if the year is equal to 2023, then I want to return the visa-free destinations. And all right, so that's going to give me that. And then I'm going to duplicate that, make it 2022. So I'm just changing these into basically taking my one column that has 2023 and 2022 and making it wide instead of tall. And then I want to look at the difference. So this is going to be, so 2023 minus 2022. I might need to do this the other way around, but we'll see. Okay. And then, okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do now. So let me duplicate this. Let's get rid of that. I want to put my 2023 field here, my 2022 field as a combined axis view, and we'll put measure names on color for now. We'll just leave the colors for now. And then let's see, measure names I want to leave there. So I want to put my difference as, no, see, I want to put, let's see, I want to duplicate my 2022 field and put that on the columns. And I'm going to make this one, so go to my measure values. I'm going to make that, force that to be a bar. This one I'm going to make a Gantt bar. And then I'm going to put my difference on the size. Did that do anything? So that should be 1. Let me edit the calculation. See if this does it. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to rearrange these on the detail shelf, or sorry, in the measure values shelf, so that my 2022 copy is at the bottom. So now if I make this a dual axis and then synchronize, what you'll see here is this extra bar shows the difference between the 2 years. So 2023, Albania improved by 3. So yeah, just a neat little way to show the differences there. So I would probably just edit the alias on this one and make it 2022 with a space. And then, yeah. So what I would do from here is I'm going to hide this header. I'm going to hide this header. And let's just choose some other colors here. So I know I have a different color palette here I want to use. Let's maybe go with this one. And then this, oh, this is always the hardest part, is picking the right colors. Let's see, you know, there's a data fam color palette. Let me try that one. Oh no, I want this one to be. Okay, so now this this Gantt bar here, I want to make this, let's see, I'm going to show the mark label, but I want the label to be the difference. There we go. So the difference, I'm going to format the number. So it's a custom number, but I'm going to put a plus for the positives and a minus for the negatives. And then if it's 0, I'm going to put another semicolon and then maybe just a hyphen, something like that. So when there's no change, it just comes across like, here we go. There's no change here for Australia. So it just leaves it as like a little hyphen. Okay, now on this Gantt bar, let's go ahead and shrink the size of that down. And I'm going to get rid of measure names, and I'm going to put my difference onto the color shelf. And then these colors, I'm going to pick something different here. So let's see. So let's say we want, that's not going to work. So maybe I'll just choose those for now. Oh, but I want this to be 2 colors. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make this discrete. No, that's not what I want. So I'm just going to call this diff color. And I'm going to say the difference is greater than 0. So now what I can do for this one is I can use those same colors. So when the difference is positive, I want it to be the green, and false. No. Okay, there we go. So now when the green bar is longer, it'll make this one green. When it's shorter, it'll make it the orangish color. So let's clean this view up a bit. Okay, let's get rid of our row dividers, get rid of our column dividers. And let me format this so that it's in the middle. And then so that it's easy to know which, I'm going to add some stripes in here, some row banding. So let me reduce the level and increase the band size. So now we can see them all next to each other. And for now, I'll just leave this in alphabetical order. So that's another different kind of chart you could build. Okay. Okay. All right, so there's some comments coming through on YouTube now. So what's it going to look like if the country lost visa-free numbers? Okay, yeah, I covered that. Yeah. Oh, you just said never mind. Okay, so let me keep going here. So that's another option to do instead of grouped bars. We could do maybe a diverging bar chart. So in this case, I would probably just have the country and then the difference as a column, maybe decreasing. Maybe I'll put my difference onto color. And I could just turn on the labels. And now we see, which countries got more and which ones got less. Not particularly interesting, but so let's call this our diverging bars. This one is grouped bar with difference. But this one now gave me an idea. So we have, let's see, so the difference, I'm going to duplicate this again. And I want to make it not an aggregate. Oops. Okay. And I'm going to make that a dimension. Oops. And I'm going to put that here. So now let's put country onto detail. Diff copy. Okay. Hopefully this didn't mess up my previous chart. Yeah, that's still okay. Okay, so now this is kind of like a unit. No, this can't be right. So most of them should be. So for each country, what's going on here? I need to build this as a. But I want this to be, okay, so let me bring this here now and make this discrete. I'm trying to make a unit chart. Okay, so now if I get rid of those, and move country to detail. Okay, there we go. So now if I rotate this, no, that didn't work. I want it to be at the bottom. Let me try this. Yeah, so this isn't working the way I'd hoped. And let me try this something different. Let me create, so that's. Why is it doing that? All right, I think I need to change something here. These are quick LODs. Okay, so now I'm just going to try the LODs in here instead. So 2023 minus 2022. Oops. I shouldn't need to do this. What did I call it? Okay. Just listing every country in here. Right, so this is now every country. Yes, this is just giving me a histogram of every. Okay, so that doesn't really tell me much. So this is my histogram. What I was trying to do is trying to create like a unit chart. I don't know why I'm struggling to build that. Because I should be able to put country on detail. Okay, forget it. Not worth the effort. I don't know why I'm struggling to do this. Okay. Oh, Thomas, you didn't have to retract your message. It's okay. All right, so yeah, so for the histogram, I don't know what I just did there. So this just tells me how many countries improved. So 96 of them went down one, 96 of them stayed the same, 50 had one more country they could access. Okay, so that's that. We've done that. Oh, we could do like a butterfly type chart. So if I put, this probably isn't going to look great, but we'll do it anyway. And then I'm going to put this on the same axis. But I want 2022 to go to the left. So I'm just going to put a minus in the front and move measure names to color. And now we get a butterfly chart, something like that. And I could probably sort this by the field 2023 descending. There we go. So you get something like that. So that gives us the, this maybe some, I don't know. Anyway, this would be the, I wonder if I made it an area chart. There you go. So maybe something like that would give you the, so this would be our butterfly. Looks kind of neat. What else? We did that dumbbell chart. We could do a bar inside of a bar. So let me duplicate this. And we could move year now to the size shelf. Turn off our stack marks. And then let's swap these around. There we go. So this is our bar in bar. The dumbbell chart would be, let's see what's easiest way to do this one. Probably just to do a new one. Let's go country. Visa free. No, it's easier like this. No, this should work. Visa free destinations. Let's see, I've got country on detail, year on color, but I want it to be discrete. And then let's make these circles. And then if I want to connect them, I need to duplicate this field, make this one a line, and move here to path. Make it a dual axis, and synchronize, move those to the back, and hide those. And this is a dumbbell chart, so here's one. So it's easier to see right there with that one, with that Antigua. But again, not a very good chart choice for this one, because it doesn't really tell us much. RL. Okay, we could look at a scatter plot. Let's see. And let's put country on detail. Okay, so nothing's really changed. Let's see. Tableau unit chart. Oops. Oh, it's by one of my colleagues. Right. Okay. It's not really what I was looking for. All right. So what else could we do? So let me go to some of my other chart choosers. So our function is comparisons. So we've done line chart, doesn't really make sense. Without an axis tally chart. Okay, another one that I would look at is probably a slope graph. So I'm going to put that there. I get a line, and then let's put country onto detail. And I'm going to put my difference color onto color. Why is this? No. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Right, so a slope graph, does this do me any good whatsoever? So let me just shrink these down so they're nice and small. Not really. So if I want to make this axis smaller, what I would do is change my year field to be a decimal number, and that'll shrink these in. And then I can format my year field to be a whole number with no decimal place or no commas. And now it zooms the axis in, which is nice. And then if I were going to format this one, I would get rid of my, let's see. I would probably, I'm going to get rid of my grid lines and my zero lines, get rid of my rulers. Let's edit this axis and get rid of the title. And then I would probably put on a reference band for the year field. And year min, year max, that's fine. So I want to do lines. Let's make them maybe gray. Can you make them dashed? Okay, like that. And then let's get rid of the fill, one tick. No label. So this gives us that nice, gives us a really nice kind of frame around the slope graph. So let's call this my slope. And then for this one, so we want to color these lines by whether there's an increase or a decrease. So if I use this difference color field, notice how it just does a gradual shading. That's because it's an aggregate. So I need to look at, let's see. So if I just did, what's this one? This should work. So let's create a calculation off of this. I'm just going to say that's greater than 0. Drag that onto the color, and now I just get two colors. And again, I could go down here and pick my colors, and we get something like that. This is really, really hard to look at. It would have to be something like that. So another thing we could do then maybe is we could look at how many countries are in here. So I've got 398 marks. Okay, let me bring up something here. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'll give it a try. Okay. I'm going to try to build a trellis chart. So I could just drag that over, make that a calculation. Let's call this one columns. Just saves me a bunch of time. And let's make these discrete columns, rows. So I'm trying to create like a small multiples view. I'm going to put year here and country onto detail. Okay, right. And then I need to compute using country, and I should get, and that's not what I want. So let's make this a area. So I'm not calculating this right. So this should be, let me see. Okay, dimension, then date, level dimension. All right, so let's just make this a bar. Why are these side by side? Um, and then let's make this a line. But why is it not splitting up the view? Oh, dummy, because I don't have that on the rows. So this shows me all of the countries. So if I do entire view now, oh boy. Okay, this doesn't tell me anything. Okay, so this would be our small multiples, or trellis chart, if you want to call it that. Okay, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them along the way. Bogly Mowgli, videos are helpful. Well, that's good. I'm glad they're helpful. That wouldn't be very good if they weren't. Okay. What else could we do here? Let's see. Oops. Function is comparison. That's what I was hoping our slope chart would turn out to look like, but it doesn't. We could try. Let's see if we can try. So this gives us those values. And I put country onto detail. Let me just swap this around. So this gives us something that's kind of like a bar chart. You'll see it's. So if I go back to my histogram, 96. Why do I not have 96 here? Oh, that's just counting. Yeah. Let's see, butterfly. Where is it? Oh, yes, this is, I can't use the count here. This should be, there we go, 48. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense there then. Yeah, so this is, this was from a Workout Wednesday. Let's see, analysis, table layout, advanced. Okay. So what I could do then is let me edit my reference line. And if I do a fill below, it makes it kind of look like a bar chart. Let's see if that, but that, and then each of these circles is a country. So let me make these circles something like that. Yes, that's good. The problem is now we're missing some values, so there's not like there's not a -4 in there. Okay, so let's edit the reference line. No, we want to format the line. And let's format the line. Let's center it and make it maybe bigger. Change the font. And then these are all the countries within that. If I make this continuous, oh yeah, okay. Okay, so this is, what did Lorna call this? I think it's called like a, let's see, any new comments there? Very difficult not to get lost in charts and colors. What do you mean by that, Melanie? Which, do you mean I'm just creating too many, or is there a particular, yeah, what I'm curious to know what you, if you could clarify what you mean by that, Melanie, that'd be great. So what's the one I'm looking for? Here we go. So it's like a jittered bar chart. So this is our jittered bar chart. Okay. Are you, so Melanie, are you getting lost with what I'm doing here, or just in general? Because if you're getting lost with what I'm doing, I want to make sure that I can kind of correct that along the way here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with my analysis. Okay, yeah, all right, great, Melanie, that's excellent. So Melanie, hopefully what I'm going through here helps you see all of the different chart types I can build. So in my head, I know I have one measure, and then a dimension that splits that measure into two. So for example, I've got 2023 and 2022. So I go through my list, my kind of catalog of charts, and I look at which ones will allow me to compare 2023 to 2022. And then I just build as many of those as I can to then kind of see which one I like the best. So I don't, does that help? Hopefully that helps, Melanie. If not, let me know and I'll see what else I can do. Okay, so right, so this is our scattered. So is there something else? I wonder if. So I would probably, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, until the eureka moment. That's right. That's exactly right. Okay. So I don't like this because it's then, I'd like to have the dividers there. Okay. Either way, this is better. What I don't like here is I have this dash for the 0 when I did my formatting. So I'm going to change my number format and just put a 0 in here instead. There we go. So that means no change. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Melanie. Yeah. Keep asking questions if you have them along the way. Okay. So over on YouTube. Okay. Nishant, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Just for those of you that are on LinkedIn, just a couple of compliments on the other side. Pietro, charts can also be less overwhelming when you apply sets or highlights to emphasize certain groups' ranks. That's right. Okay. What else can I do? So let me go back to my chart catalog. I don't really see anything else here I could do. So let's see. Oh, I don't know. I don't have my visual vocabulary linked in there. Okay, so I want to look at maybe deviation. Okay, so I think we've done these. Okay, so correlation to change over time. So slope. Yeah, heat map won't help. Parts of the whole, spatial. Okay, so I think I've kind of exhausted my list of charts that I could choose. I don't like that one. I really wish the slope graph would have worked out. Let's see if I split this up into two. I'd probably rearrange those. But it's still not, yeah, it's still not very good. The only thing I would maybe do in addition here is maybe show the highlighter for a country. Right, so yeah, but again, it's not particularly helpful. Scatter plot, that didn't help. Barbell, butterfly. The butterfly looks cool. I'm going to stick this into it. Let's see. So if I right click, paste formatting. And then I need to, okay, so this is going to give me a negative. So let me save this field. I'm going to call it 2022 minus default properties number format. And so down here on the axis, I've got negative numbers. That's because I had put a negative in front of the 2022 to make it go to the left. But on my axis, I want it to appear as a positive number. So I'm going to go into number, custom number, set it to 0 decimals, and then go to custom, and I'm going to get rid of the negative option. I'm just going to get rid of the negative sign so that both the positive and the negative look like a positive number, kind of like absolute value. Okay, and then, okay, so then I need to format my measure values the same way. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so now the axis looks good. We can now add on a constant line at 0. And then let's edit the reference line. No value, no tooltip. Let's increase that. Let's make it, so what's that look like now? Okay, yeah, so that splits the view nicely. So if I do measure values, let me see here. I sort of measure names here. Okay. So when I put measure names here, though, it's going to give me two separate axes, which I don't want. Okay, that's all right. We can figure that out. So let's get rid of the value. And maybe it would be useful so let's edit, let's see, format the view. Let me go to my grid lines. I'm going to turn my grid lines back on for the columns. Yeah. Okay, because I want to have a bit of context as you're looking down the view. Now, if I'm going to throw this one into a dashboard, what I would probably do, where's my butterfly? Let me just get rid of that for now. I would probably make it much taller. Maybe something like that, because I want to be able to read the names on the left-hand side. Of course, I could probably shrink the font. That might help. Make it 7. And now I can maybe make the whole dashboard a bit wider as well. Now it's so big. Yeah, like it's not particularly useful. Anyway, so I'm not going to go with that one. So grouped bar chart. What happened here? Sort on the year field is invalid. Oh, I don't want to sort the year field. Clear sort. I want to. What happened to my colors here? Where is my color palette? I think this one is my best so far. Okay. Maybe I'll just go with this one because it's been an hour. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a sort by parameter. And then I'm going to make this a string. No, a string. But I don't think, can I make it a list if it's an integer? Okay, I can. No, I want to make it a string. So I want to make it by 2023 value, 2023 access. So what is called in the website access, yeah. And then maybe alphabetical. Actually, I could also edit. Okay. So let me make this just a single value list. Let's get rid of that card. Okay, so now I'm going to create my sorting field. So sort by. So case sort by when it is 2023 access, then It's annoying. Doesn't really matter what aggregation I put in here. Okay, a couple more comments coming through here. If one needs to create a wireframe prior to a dashboard, but will you first create the visuals based on a catalog of charts to find the right one, or present the one you believe would be best? I would always. So this is from C. Fisher on YouTube. They're asking, would I create a wireframe before I build the dashboard, or would I create the visuals first? I always create the visuals first, and I do the dashboard after that. Okay. And then let's see. So when year-over-year change, then that's going to be my difference. Else, let's see. I think I'm just going to make it 1 because they all need to be numbers. So let's sort. No, not the measures. We don't want to do that. We want to sort the countries by the field, descending, sort by. Okay. So that's sorting by the green bars. This one's sorting by the orange bars. Okay, alphabetical didn't work. Year-over-year change. Okay, so I just need to fix the alphabetical then. So maybe I'll make this a, how could I do this? If I make it a min of the country, that's not going to work. So I could make this country, then maybe I convert all of these to a string. Oh, mix aggregate, not aggregate. So now it's not going to allow me to do the sort. So I can use the char instead. What does char do? So if char around that, that's going to just return Okay. Yeah, but that's not sorting right. Okay, so that doesn't work. Maybe I'll just make it. Okay, so that's working. Yeah, it's still not doing. Oh, that's by the change. Alphabetical. Why is it putting Nepal first? Everything else looks like it's in order. I wonder if there's a space in the name. Oh, there is. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the original data set and get rid of the spaces. Oh, I don't need to do that here. I could do it. There we go. Okay, so that was the problem. All that faffing around. Okay, so now the question is, how do I label these things? So my difference is what is on here, right? Difference. I'm going to make this just 0. So change. If I flip this, what does it look like? No, that's not good. Okay, what other questions? All right, so then what I'm going to do now is, so let's call this, let's just get rid of that. I could probably on the bars put the labels on. Number format. And then left align them. Maybe something like that. There we go. Okay, so now I can hide the header. All right, so let's now stick this in a dashboard. Let me just. I still really like that. I like the jittered one as well. Just hard to understand. So this is. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of the phone version. This here. What's it called here? see, where would I want to put my, actually, I could probably just leave the, so I'm just doing a bit of cleanup here to make it look a bit better. Okay, something like that. And then if I wanted to change the font for the whole workbook, I would go up to Format and then Workbook. And then here in the font section, I can maybe pick something I like a bit better. What would be better? Even, no, that's not very good. Unisons. Maybe something like that. Worksons. That's okay. All right. And then I can probably make this column a bit more narrow because I have room to wrap the words or wrap the country names. Let's just make sure that there's not very many being cut off. Okay, that's probably okay. All right. And then I'm going to, at the bottom, let's, oops. Actually, I can just put a text box in here. Source is Henley and Partners. I put that blank in there so it would shove this all the way to the bottom. And then let me just want to be consistent with my padding. Something like that. I probably don't need 2 spaces on here now. Probably need 1. Yeah, my font choice is pretty terrible. I just get tired of the Tableau font. Okay. No. Okay, we'll go with that. Right, so I'm going to call it quits there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Oh, I should just make sure all this works as I go through. It all looks good. Do it by change. 2023, so this would be kind of our ranking. All right, and Melanie, yes, there was a space. Thank you for picking up on that. All right, so thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week. Hopefully you learned something. feel free to invite a friend next time. And thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.